lot of people ask me the question, you were in these underground punk bands touring, and now you had this whole world that was self-sufficient and didn't want to be part of mainstream culture. And now I'm a DJ and I'm playing to massive audiences, and some of it's commercial and a large part is still underground, but it's for the most part people could say it's commercial. Where is that transition from here to there? And that transition didn't just happen overnight. That's the first thing I want to say. I'm 36 years old, so when I reverse in time to when I was 14, that was the first music and culture and community that accepted me as me. And that was one of the most important moments in that impressionable period of time when you're trying to fit in and you can't, and like the jocks don't accept you because you're too small, and the certain people don't accept you because you're Asian or whatever. But the hardcore community was like, we want to take in all the people that aren't accepted because that's what we are. We're just not accepted, and we're going to embrace that, and we're going to empower that as our right. You know, like if you're not accepted, then you're in. If you're accepted, oh no, you don't have to worry about us. So I took those tools, because when you're part of this group, it's all about understanding how to use tools around you. You know, not take from mommy and daddy's money, but take the tools around you and do something with it. And the more you are able to find ways to create and produce and make music and write a zine and do all those things, then you are respected. And then you're a respected part of that community, and that's all that you care about as a kid. Is I want to be respected in my community of peers. But if you like go, hey daddy, can you buy me this so I could do this? They'll be like, get out of here, man. Like, we don't want that. We want you to create it on your own, find your own tools. So I took that concept, the idea of, I mean, we call it DIY, but more or less it became a DIT, which is do it together. You know, you work with your friends and then you create something cool like a band or all this stuff. I took that concept and then I just applied it with every single thing that meant something meaningful to me, like starting the label, you know, eventually learning how to DJ, and starting to produce music. You know, you take whatever you can in front of you and you make the most out of it, and then you learn. And tell you, it is a long, long process. It's a process that you can't understand where it's going to go, where it's going to go. But the most important thing is at the moment in time that you're working on it, you want to make that moment as significant as possible, and not think, well, I have to be here. I gotta get there. It's like, no, just make whatever you're doing right now the best that you can make it, and the people around you can feel that same way. In college, I put on shows in my living room called the Pickle Patch, and we put on over 400 bands. 400 bands. We're talking like 20 shows a month. So while I was going to college full time, and I had 2 part-time jobs, I was holding down an apartment that was just filthy, just so kids would come in for $5 and we give all the money to the band. And I learned a lot in that process. I mean, I started Dim Mak there. I was in a band. I was, you know, you communicate with so many bands. I ended up touring a lot, and I met so many friends along the way. And you know, when you're in a band, when you're touring, you end up staying at other bands' houses, or that house you're staying at. That's just how it goes. Yeah. And yeah, it was a big kind of training wheels to, you know, everything that I'm doing now. So I'm touring like 250 gigs a year, but it's, I mean, I'm telling you, like this lifestyle is 100 times more cushy than traveling with 4 sweaty guys, barely having a shower, and sleeping in a van or sleeping at like the dirtiest basement in, you know, Nashville, Tennessee, that you could find, and surviving on $30 a day for the whole group, you know. So when you do that and you live for it and you love it and it becomes your life, and you're like, let's do it again. When you could say that, let's do it again. I'm ready. Let's go again. I'm hungry and dying for this. Then doing this is like cheesecake.